The year was 1964. It was the first year for the New York World's Fair. It was also the first year for the British invasion. Today, everyone is familiar with the groups that made up the invasion, such as the Beatles, Rolling Stones, Animals, Kinks, and The Who. However, not everyone is as well aware of the existence of a less well-publicized and considerably more oblique movement sometimes called the Brooklyn Invasion. Of the countless groups to spring out of the barren musical landscape that was America in 1964, one of the most unique and multifaceted of these bands were the Moteens, featuring Steve and Edie. Along with others, like the Jive Hooples and the legendary Fish Kings, the Moteens laid the groundwork for a distinctive style known as the Sheepshead Sound or Gravesend Beat. Formed in Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn in February 1964, Steve Fabian, Freddie Avalon, Paulie DeFabio, Tommy Tono, and Edie Washansky were partly known for their top 600 songs like Black is White, Dim Crowd, Hang On Stupid, Concrete and Brick, Hooked on a Ceiling, Stay Now, and the timeless Dumb Girl. We have recently uncovered several hours of concert and interview footage long thought to be destroyed, including scenes from their never-released movie, Ferry Cross to Jersey, an extremely controversial film at the time of its inception in 1965 because of its frank and sometimes brutal depiction of the band and its internal relationships. Also bound to raise some eyebrows are the obscure and sometimes confusing references to contemporary musicians, actors, politicians, both alive and dead, although there seems to be some question as to the latter according to the band, and of course the mysterious manager, Fabrizio Shemp Brusco. Here now, in a series of substandard quality film segments, The Moteens.
Steve Paulie. You mean like in person? Like how did I meet Steve?
Yes.
Oh, well, like he used to be. Well, there's like a King Cullen man, like in Sheepshead Bay, like where we were all from, like, and like I used to hang out a lot there sometimes, when there wasn't really much happening, and like Stevie'd be like in the parking lot, man. Like I first seen him like on one of them doors with like roller skates, like the mechanics got, and they was like he used to be like underneath cars, like mostly station wagons, So like I figured like maybe this guy's like a hotshot mechanic, And then like I figured maybe he's just a fucking thief, But it turned out, man. He told me like years later that like he was laying under there like looking up the dresses like these grotesque housewives, man. Like that was his whole thing, man. That and the music, of course.
And Steve and Edie both approached me, and oh boy, there was something back then. And they had just lost their last drummer, and they knew I was a conga player with Richie Fidel and the Fidelities, and they thought pretty much of me, and I said I'd do the gig. It was only going to be 1 or 2 gigs or a tour or something like that, I said, oh, who the hell are the Moteens, so. But I joined up anyway, so. That answer your question?
You gotta tell us how you first met Stevie.
I was at a laundromat, and he was walking by, and he saw me doing my laundry, and it just seemed to intensify. It was just a thrilling moment. We were watching the machine, and it was just this one happening, one continual spinning of my red pants, and it seemed to hit the minute. I can't even tell you what, but we were just on the same plane or something, and it seemed as though it was just fate. Fate brought us together at that laundromat. Let me tell you, it was just fate.
Summer of 1964 found the Moteens in the recording studio for the first time. Financed by the enigmatic Shemp Brusco, these sessions produced the first single, Dim Crowd. It didn't make the charts. Many say that the controversial recording techniques of producer Sandy Sandoval, at the very least, did nothing to help the situation.
crowd. I spin for the dim crowd. I'm in with the dim crowd. I do anything. Baby! They're for me. They're my kind of people. The dim crowd. They're mine. I love to reach out and have them be there.
Oh no, man! That sounds terrible, man!
Sandoval later went on to destroy the careers of several bands in the 1970s, among them the Spines and the Foreskins. Perhaps part of the problem may have been his total lack of sympathy for whatever style the bands have claimed as their own. His attitude, together with the obsolete equipment and pathetic acoustics in his studio, practically guaranteed failure.
Man, you guys will never work in a business
a couple years now.
Oh no, that's it, man. That's it. I'm taking off the cans, man. Oh no, man. No fitting, man. That's not what you did. Not supposed to be doing that stuff, man.
What's wrong, Doval? Hey, why don't you stop the tape, man?
Oh man, what's going down there is the worst. I mean, that sounds like a dog caught in a fan, man.
Wait, where are they all right? What are you talking about?
Oh man, you guys, I'm trying to make something real good here. I got all this high-tech equipment. You guys just keep on making me stop and wasting time. Man, listen to that, man. Just listen to that through the cans. You hear that? It sounds terrible, man.
The fuck? What the fuck are you talking about, fucking Doval, man?
Oh,
That's fucking great, man.
I'm packing up.
No, man, no, calm down, you guys don't get so carried away. Well, wait a minute, man, let's just chill out, man. Oh, leave that alone, that's a custom sumo, man. Cozy Cole gave that to me before he died, man. Don't go messing with that stuff. Oh, man, that's Ginger Baker's drum, man. He touched that drum, what are you doing, man, you know? I mean, this tape don't even sound like you guys, man.
If you get some money,
who is it then?
Man.
Oh man, wait a minute, it isn't you guys. Oh man.
You don't even have a fucking tape on me,
Oh,
and
this
he's
is the
fucked
wrong
up.
tape, man.
He can't hear behind those
man.
glasses. I mean, I don't understand.
Oh, you guys should have stopped me. Walleye, why weren't you there, man? You know, I don't know what to say, man. I mean, like, I thought it'd be better without Steve here beating on Edie all the time, man. And like, you know, you guys come in here.
Hey, don't say nothing about Steve.
Hey, man, I'm walking. Nobody talks about Steve.
That's it. Don't say nothing about Steve. I'm the only one who will agree with you. Steve's an asshole. Wait a minute. You're wrong, dude. I'm telling you, Steve, you're a fucking asshole. You're a wrong dude, man. You're a fucking asshole.
You guys, you're breaking my heart, man.
I want to do a fucking bass solo.
Oh, you're burning me to the quick, man. You guys, you're going too far with this. You got the expensive high-tech tape echo here, man. I had to sell part of my mother's dowry for this, man.
You should have sold your mother for it. You probably did.
Oh, man.
It wasn't long before critics began to question the validity of the Moteens' musical backgrounds, partly because of several bizarre statements made during the first interviews in July of 1964. Perhaps the most unusual concept embraced by the Moteens was the mistaken belief that Eddie Cochran was still alive and living in Flatbush.
Like, one of my biggest influences that I've ever had is, like, Eddie Cochran, you know, like, and, you know, like, he influenced me back when he was, like, you know, really on top of the charts, and he really influences me today, even, you know, like, really, like, the way he is today, you know, with the way
Wait,
he keeps
wait a
music
minute.
together and still,
Wait,
operates his business. In fact, I was just at Eddie's this morning. I stopped in at the pizzeria for a cup of coffee on the way into this interview today. So I seen Eddie. Eddie was making coffee at the pizzeria, for the morning crowd. They sell like buttered rolls and like egg sandwiches in the morning. To the
Eddie
early
Cochran has a
crowd.
pizzeria.
Yeah, man, they're really big over there too, man. He's big with the college crowd for the takeouts and shit, man. Everybody really digs Eddie. The calzones are great too.
Eddie. Sure. Swell guy.
But Eddie Cochran is dead.
Tell him.
I'd have to say Eddie Cochran, yeah. Yeah. And he's still good to this day. He's going to make another album.
Eddie Cochran?
Yeah, Eddie Cochran, yeah. He's going to make a comeback album.
But Eddie Cochran's been dead for quite a number of years now.
Oh, musically, yeah. He's dead, so is Elvis. That's what they...
Eddie Cochran was one of my favorites also.
I see.
Eddie Cochran, man. Eddie Cochran is like, he's got to be like the most one, the biggest one, like the one that I really like. I just seen him the other day, man. I seen him like at the pizza place, and it's like, he looked alright.
Wait a second. This is like the third person that has told me that they've seen Eddie Cochran. I mean, the guy's dead. I mean,
No, man, no. This is a common misconception, man. Like, Eddie Cochran's not dead. Like, he may be dead as far as like playing Europeans, I mean, like, yeah, sure, I'll give you that. But man, like, the guy's like, he took over the pizza place when his old man got too old, and like, he's got the society orchestra. I mean, like,
No, but the guy's dead. He died like 14,
man,
16 years ago.
Yeah, he played a couple big gigs, like, I mean, like, it didn't go over that well, but like, Eddie Cochran is like, I mean, like, I tried out for Eddie's band, but I didn't work out.
By August of 1964, the Moteens had signed with Shemp Brusco and were ready to embark on their first tour. Here, in an interview recorded just prior to a concert in East New York, Paulie reminisces about their first public performance.
So exactly where was your first gig?
Our first gig we played was like, it was Lenny's Clan Bar, but it was like the real Lenny's Clan Bar. Like, not the one you see on TV, man. Like, it wasn't that. This was like off the Cropsey Avenue exit, Belt Parkway in Brooklyn. And like, Lenny had Lenny had a push cart, and it was like on the parking lot. Well, it wasn't exactly on the parking lot. It was like sort of in the alleyway between the parking lot and the sanitation garage, where the dumpsters was at. And like, Lenny used to he had a push cart down here, and like he'd sell plans and stuff. And like he gave us our first big break. He let us like sit there and set up our stuff and play and like.
That sounds like a very profitable venue.
Well, it had the potential to be, but like Lenny was just starting out, so he couldn't really pay us a lot. So he used to let us go through the clams, like at the end of the night and break down the equipment and stuff.
Okay.
He'd let us go through the clams, and we could have like any emeralds that we found in the clams.
Emeralds?
Yeah, you should know that. That's like emeralds from clams.
Isn't it pearls coming?
No, that's pearls come with oysters, That's like, no, man, it's like they get, like Spain, man. Spain's got these like huge clam beds, like off the coast, and like
they go emerald.
Yeah, they mine for emeralds there. That's why like Spain's called the Emerald Isle.
I understand that.
Lenny's Clam Bar was certainly a far cry from the exotic locations that ultimately would make the Moteens tour a waking nightmare. Here now is an excerpt from Shemp Brusco's biography, A Cellar Full of Boys.
Was allowed to experience.
The biggest complaints was total misrepresentation of locale as far as tour dates went. Now, is it or is it not true that you had told them they were going to be booked on a Jamaican tour, which turned out to be 2 jobs in the cocktail lounges of catering halls belonging to the Knights of Columbus in Jamaica, Queens.
Again, this is an unfortunate misrepresentation. I can understand. I genuinely sympathize with the general misunderstanding on this part. I felt I mistook Jamaica Queens for Jamaica myself once. I hopped aboard a TWA during Christmas time, and I really thought that we were going to Jamaica. And when we wound up in Jamaica Queens, I honestly did not see the difference.
How do you explain telling them that they were going to play a Middle Eastern tour and then trundling them off to the grand opening of a Lebanese bakery on Atlantic Avenue?
May I be serious for a minute?
Please.
You see, I am fond of the Lebanese, and I hold the baking establishment in high esteem. So therefore, to me, high esteem would have them playing there. I did it out of a sense of justice to the Lebanese. I find nothing disreputable about this. It's an unfortunate coincidence.
The same would, of course, then hold true for what was claimed to have been a tour of England, turning out to be an obscure bar somewhere in New England.
For this, I have to completely explain myself. You see, England, no one wants to play England, really.
I find this hard to believe.
No, this is another this is a vicious rumor. You see, when American rock bands go to tour, they get on a plane. They fly. The plane stops and they get off. As far as they're concerned, they're somewhere. New England, England, it's a name. It's nonsense. It is vicious rumors. I can't stand it.
I see.
It's nonsense.
I'm having a nervous breakdown.
As the so-called tour dragged on, Freddie became obsessed with somewhat warped delusions of his own mortality. Stranger still seems to have been his ability to hear into the future, thus confusing himself even further by taking the 1971 hit Freddie's Dead to be a direct reference to his stage presence.
Man, you didn't hear what I'm talking about, man?
No, man, what are you talking about?
Shit, man, it was on the radio. Shit, man, I'm telling you.
Come on, spit it out.
Man, it's like the song and shit tells me I'm dead. And I haven't been feeling too good either.
Are you nuts, man?
So I can't go on tonight.
What the fuck are you talking about? It's all on radio.
I can't go on tonight, man. It's definitely like that.
What do you mean you can't go on tonight? Are you insane, Fred?
Can't you dig it? Are you insane? No, man. Like it's a song. I'm telling you. It's telling me I'm dead. And all the records, they're playing on records backwards.
How can they possibly, man? Have you been reading the Inquirer? What's the big fucking...
Yeah, but just if I'm dead, just try to accept it and shit, man. Well, you just got to...
How do you expect me to accept the fact that
I'm
you're
telling
fucking
you, man.
dead? How can you be dead and not be dead?
Well, I'm dead, and the guy's telling me I'm dead. I'm dead. You put the stuff on the records, they're backwards and shit. I know it all the time.
Man, what the fuck are you talking about?
Man, it's happening. Just tell me,
man, get the fuck out. You listen to this guy.
I'm telling you, man. What are you telling me about it? I know it. Don't tell me. I'll kick your fucking ass. Don't tell me.
Fuck out of here.
Counterproductive kicking ass.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
What the fuck you know, man?
Fuck you and your one-arm.
Yeah, you suck anyway.
Hey,
I was trying to...
What the fuck you picking on me
Hey,
for?
fuck you, man.
Fuck you, man.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Refusal to accept Freddie's demented blatherings usually led to violent confrontations with Paulie, apathetic grunts from Tommy, or when he was present, equally inane drunken rants on Steve's part, culminating in his bungled suicide attempt following a particularly hideous performance at the Apollo, a bar and grill in New Delhi, Indiana.
You suck.
Well, I didn't think it was too bad, man.
You don't fucking think, period. What the fuck are you talking about?
Let me tell you. I was fucking good. I was fucking good. I'm always fucking good, man.
Fucking good. You're fucking guitar wasn't even something. Yeah, you're fucking... What the fuck is this shit out lining up fucking blowjobs in the alley, man? The fucking crowd is supposed to be in to see us. He's outside fucking getting blown by that bitch.
Me look like a fucking first-class mama. This is it. This is it.
This is why.
I'm kissing off tonight. I've had it. I just finished with everything.
Yeah, can I have your car, man?
What is he talking
Don't
about?
even run. You want a fucking Mercury? Don't even fucking run. I'll give it to you.
Oh, great,
I'll give it to you.
How about your tattoo? Can I have your tattoo?
My tattoo?
Sure, man. Why not? I'll wear you dead light, you know.
What size?
What are you gonna do? You're gonna graft it off me?
Man.
Holy shit, man. He's got a fucking knife.
Yeah, he's gonna fucking loosen his fucking watch, man. He's gonna kill himself.
I don't know. What are you fucking...
Wow, that's a big fucking knife.
Yeah, that's pretty scary. Why don't you just hang out a while, man? Briscoe will be here with some dope, and we'll all feel a little better about this,
what the
man.
fuck,
You know?
man?
I know how I feel.
Then you can book out later, man.
It's all paid
Just
for.
hang out for a while, man.
it's
Everything's paid for.
What the fuck are you doing, man?
My life. My wife.
Well, fuck your wife, man.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
everybody
that's what
else is
everybody
fucking
says,
wife,
you know,
so
you might as well say fucking too, like, right?
I
I
am.
mean, like, you know?
Fuck it. I don't give a shit. I really don't. I just don't care. I don't live. I don't need it. I don't need any of it.
I don't need nothing either, man. Except
I do, man.
Except
Where's
the
my
four
$5,
fucking bucks
man?
you owe me, yeah.
It's my fucking $5, but let me have them shoes now, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
before that I get stuck to your feet and rigid mortis.
What do you got in your wallet now, man? It might be made out of vinyl or
Not
something.
vinyl. Moroccan leather, man.
Oh, fuck that.
No fucking
It's the
vinyl
same
wallet.
fucking thing,
Yeah,
man.
Brusco always gave him better
Yeah.
fucking things than us, man.
Yeah, he called
Yeah,
it
that's
vinyl.
man. Maybe
He called it
fucking
vinyl.
Brusco.
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
Fucking Brusco.
You know, I don't sing too fucking bad, you know.
Oh, you fucking blow.
You know,
Who the
I
fuck
could take this guy's place in a fucking second, man. You fucking waste
Yeah, the
yourself, man.
fucking
Get out of here.
one line you can take the fucking place, man. You know,
Fucking, yeah, this would be good to watch, man.
just wait a minute, man. That fucking.
You want my watch or you want to watch me do it?
Well, you know, just
Yeah,
don't cut
oh.
the band, man.
I'm on my way. The band's fucking metal. The metal don't go anywhere. It's me.
Well,
It's my
metal
fucking
against metal,
wrist.
man.
You know, this knife looks fucking weird from here, man. Why is the tip bending like that, man?
Oh shit,
I don't
man,
see no
that's a
fucking-
fucking fake knife. You're a fucking jerk, man. This is a fake fucking knife. Man.
What is this
Fuck,
shit,
it's
man?
fucking rubber. It's fucking rubber. You're a fucking jerk, man. The
Oh,
fuck
this
you gotta do
fucking
with
funny.
this?
That's fucking great. This fucking Stroom's is sitting
The
over
fuck
here
you gotta
laughing
do
with a
with that?
fucking rubber knife.
Yeah.
Is there anything to eat around here, man?
No, just wait for Brusco to get here with the dough.
Fucking hungry, man. What happened to that pizza, man?
I got a slice right here, man.
You fucking take that?
Oh, can I have a bite of that before I check out?
Oh, man, this is mine. It's got anchovies on it, man.
It's got fucking lint on it too, man. Oh, you're fucking
it in your
disgusting. What are you
jacket?
doing,
Yeah, man,
man?
it keeps it warm under my arm, man. It's
Oh,
fucking
man,
hot.
you're
why
fucking
it's all
disgusting.
After a gig, man, you know.
Yeah, bro.
And you don't got no fucking salt on it, man.
You wanna know why there's no
Tastes
fucking
good.
crowd? Tastes fucking
And
good.
when you
Tastes
reheat,
my
when I
fucking
get
dick.
home
That tastes
tonight, man, I'm
fucking
gonna
good.
reheat this slice, man. I'm telling you, I'm gonna reheat this slice.
You are fucking
And
home. What are
all
you
the
talking
fucking hair
about,
is gonna
man?
burn off on the
You got
oven.
thrown out of the fucking apartment. This is it, man. This is it. This fucking closet behind the parts store. This is fucking it.
The cries of outrage raised by Brusco's clumsy handling of the suicide incident had barely subsided when the Moteens had their first encounter with political persecution.
Well, man, it's like this. Like, it was really fucked up. Well, one time Jerry Howard booked us on the Lloyd Thaxton show, and like he booked us on the wrong day, and it was really crazy, you know. Like we showed up at like Channel 11, and it was like the wrong day, man. He just gave us the wrong day, and I walked out, and it was kind of dark. And I couldn't see where I was going. And there was this guy standing there in a captain's suit, you know, and I thought he was like a men's room attendant, man. So like I pissed in his hat, you know, and like we got blackballed, man. And I later found out the guy was Captain Jack McCarthy. And that was our first experience with McCarthyism, man.
As strange as this particular observation seems, it pales in comparison to their views on Hollywood, the record business, sexuality, and Rod Steiger.
We were in New York, like, we were in the RCA building, right? And like, I saw like the most disgusting thing I'd ever seen in my life. And I went in the bathroom, like, to take a leak, you know? And like, in the urinal next
next to me is this guy in like a business suit, on his hands and knees eating a piece of urine-soaked bread. I mean, that's sick, right? I mean, like, who's gonna do that? You know? So I sly wrapped him in the head and took his wallet. But it's like, it turns out he was one of the guys, like, with RCA that was like, you know, supposed to be interested in us, but then like didn't really work too good after that, you know. But I mean, like, you know, there's faggots all over the place, man. Like when we was out in Hollywood, when we was doing the movie, when we was doing the picture, like they're all over, man. I mean, like, you know, take Rod Steiger. You know, Rod Steiger, he's a faggot. I mean, I'm not saying he is, but you never know.
A lot of really famous women have come up and we've had sex with them, you know, like in the hotel rooms after the shows.
Would you care to name names, so to speak?
Well, yeah, off the record, like I could just tell you, like one time, like I had sex with like Elizabeth Montgomery and Agnes Moorehead at the same time, you know, and it was like a bewitched reunion, man. And I was like Dick York, except like they were yorking on my dick instead, you know, like if you can, you know, see where that's at.
Mm-hmm. As the new year rolled around, the Moteens were generating more publicity than ever before. Unfortunately, ineptitude coupled with Edie's bizarre sexual gyrations guaranteed that it would all be bad. In the same week that Stay Now failed to chart, the band found themselves under attack by religious circles as well. Now, the Reverend Mordecai Fishback, pastor of the Church of Hollywood and Divine.
My friends, this music is against God. It is a menace to our Christian way of life. This menace, this insidious thing was coming over the radios of America. It was taking over America's youth. It was taking over America's children. It was rubbing up against their bodies. It was getting into their clothes. It was reaching into their hearts, into their minds, into their souls. And the time has come, Christian Americans, when we must fight back with Jesus, with this, the book that can save us all. If you are a good Christian, you can have a copy of this book. Yes, for only $19.95, just send a check or money order to Box 209, Battle Creek, Michigan, Church of Hollywood and Divine, and you can have a copy of this book, and your soul will be on its way to heaven. We have waited too long, friends. This filth that comes over the radio, they talk about sex, they talk about communism, they talk about, yes, even Satan, who is responsible for this. Do you know? Well, you are responsible, ladies and gentlemen. You are the ones who have let this thing go on because you have been taken over by Christ. Well, let me tell you, that is the fear of the devil that is in you. And it should be the fear of God. And I say that, friends, when you hear this music, you must change the way you react to this music. You must not be afraid of it. You must not back down from it. Friends, you must laugh at this music if you are to be a good Christian. Yes, I say laugh at it when you hear this music coming over the radio. I want you to stand back, take a good listen, and give yourself a good belly laugh for Christ. I want you to listen to that music and give a good laugh. I'm telling you, give me a good laugh right now. Let's all laugh together for Christ. I'm saying, doesn't it feel good, friends? Doesn't it feel like you've got Christ in your mortal soul? Yes, friends, this music must